Let me say something that might sound obvious, but almost no one follows it. If you're scaling Google Ads and asking, should I push search, shopping, or PMax, you're already asking the wrong question. Not because the question is bad, but because Google doesn't break where people think it does. Accounts don't break on bids. Accounts don't even break on creatives. They break when you scale the wrong thing too early. Then try fix it and amplify it with automations. I see this every single week. Let me tell you how even good teams get this simple thing wrong. You open Google Ads, you think everything looks equal. Search, shopping, PMax, same dashboards, same budgets, same ROAS columns. So naturally, people think whichever one has the highest ROAS gets the most money. That logic works at $5,000 per month, but it breaks at $50,000 per month. And it destroys and blows up accounts at $150K plus per month because those channels don't exist to do the same job. But Google will never tell you that. I want you to stop thinking in campaigns. Think in roles. A layer that monetizes demand at scale, and a layer that expands coverage. Search, shopping, PMax, even demand gen. Same account, but very different responsibilities. If you don't assign those responsibilities intentionally, Google will still assign them for you. You just won't like the result. So search is always where everyone starts, and honestly that's correct. Search is clean, search is predictable, search makes everyone feel smart. You launch, you see great conversions, CPA is great, and then someone says, let's just add some more budget. This is usually the point where things go wrong, very wrong. Search is finite. Once you've captured brand, covered high intent non-brand, and saturated impression share on profitable queries, more budget does not mean more scale. It means broader matching, higher CPCs, and worse queries. But here's the mistake. People interpret this as search is declining. No, search is actually doing exactly what it was intended to do. This is where search should be capped and not forced. Shopping, my friends, is where I say scale actually lives. If search teaches you what convert, shopping is where you turn that knowledge into volume. This is where the most scale really happens, but almost where accounts go to fail, because shopping doesn't give bad structure. If you lump high margin SKUs, low margin SKUs, clearance products, and hero products into one campaign, you've already lost control, and PMax will not fix it later. It will simply hide the problem behind blended numbers. Shopping has to be boring, segmented, and intentional. That's the cost of scale. Now let's talk about PMax. PMax is the amplifier, not the savior. So what do I mean about that? PMax is actually where the most damage happens. PMax is not a smart strategy. PMax is an aggressive distribution. It takes whatever you feed it and pushes it everywhere it can. So when people say PMax is killing our search performance, what they usually mean is we gave PMax too much responsibility too early on. Early PMax does these three things: steals brand traffic, blurs reporting, and makes bad structure even harder to diagnose. And then everyone's confused. Search looks worse, shopping looks unstable, and no one knows what's actually driving the revenue anymore. That's not automation, that's what we call a loss of signal. This is where accounts usually break. Let me call it out for you. Mistake 1, scaling based on ROAS screenshot. High ROAS is often a ceiling, not a strategy. You'll see your agency might have the wrong incentives and scale the spend even though efficiency continues to decline. Why? Because they're trying to make more money from you. If you don't know why something is scaling, you shouldn't be scaling it. If you don't know why something is working, you simply shouldn't be scaling it. Mistake 2 is using PMax to avoid making hard decisions. One campaign, sure, feels easier, but easier doesn't mean scalable. It could mean you're just lazy. If you can't explain where those conversions came from, you simply can't control growth. Mistake 3, I would say, is reacting to daily performance. I like to say daily data is just noise. 7-day windows matter, conversions matter, conversion lag matters, and structure matters too. Most accounts aren't failing, they're just being micromanaged into instability. Why this matters more than tactics is because when you scale the wrong layer, everything feels fragile. When you scale by role, everything calms down, everything seems a lot clearer. ROAS stabilizes, spend increases without panic, decisions get easier, and this, my friends, is what founders actually want. Not hacks, no tricks, just predictability. Search, shopping, PMax, and even demand gen, they're not choices, they're responsibilities. Scale each layer with the cleanest signal first, and cap it when the job is done, and not just spend more money for the sake of it, and only expand when the system can handle it. And that's how Google Ads scale without breaking in 2026.